so much for tuning in to Disc and Deals coverage. My name is Lucas. Today, we're in Olpe, Kansas, a small, rural town about 30 minutes away from Emporia, Kansas. And the start of a brand new series coming to this channel.
Yay!
A series where we take a look at the greatest courses that Kansas has to offer.
Wow.
And we play those courses, and we rate. And we decide if they're great or they ain't. Welcome in to episode 1 of Rate the Great. In this series, we are going to take a look at the 20 top rated courses in the state of Kansas. Each episode will go in and we'll take a look at those courses and rate them. In this episode, we will continue our look at the back 9 of Eagle Disc Golf Course in Olpe, Kansas. Come on. Welcome in. This is hole 10, par 3, 250 feet. It's really dealer's choice. You have a forehand gap on the left, a straight gap. The hole's straight ahead. I'm going to actually take the righty backhand gap with a skip shot. Going to throw an orbit fell in here and just hope it gets a skip. Going to put it on a lot of edge. Get a skip. Might hit something, but I think that's pretty good. And this was actually closer than I thought it was. Inside the circle. And there we go. Yes. First birdie in a while. Hole number 11. A par 4, 500 feet. This crazy tight gap straight ahead. You really just want to crest the hill. This is surrounded by OB left and right. So you just want to get it somewhere in the middle. Obviously, I'm not driving 500 feet. This is a headwind, I think this was. And I try to flex arrive, and it did not flex. It just hyzered out. And I am pushing that OB. I don't know if I went OB. I didn't quite go OB. You can see there's a mow line there. I'm about 250 out here, so I'm taking a Gator 3. And you can see the basket there. A little short, gotta skip up. creek that runs through. You have OB right, and really you just want to hyzer something in here. So I'm going to take this felon, get it wide enough so it just hyzers in. Get there, baby. Get there. We got a good skip, and I think that's the best shot of the day. I'm happy there. I'm happy. You can see how tight this creek is. I wanted to show that off here. But look at this one. Look at that. Like I said, one of the better shots we've had today. We'll take that all day, every day. Making up for our bogey on the last hole. Moving on. Here we go. Hole 14. Par 4, 700 feet. This one's a little funky. You really got to try to play it straight in this very tight fairway. You have an OB fence that you have to essentially shoot over on your second shot. So I'm going to try to play this wide, let it come back in somewhere into that fairway. I try to play it low so the wind doesn't kill it too much. And yeah, that's all we wanted. So we're still about 330 feet away here. 320 is what I range. So we're just going to use this Zeus again, get it wide, and let it skip in again. Hopefully, it can get up to the basket. Again, you have to throw over this fence. I'm backpedaling, so that means I like it. And, ooh. And there we go. We got to look. I think this green's interesting. Kind of tucked in. There we go. You know what? Another good hole. I think that's tight but fair. Super awesome. Now this hole is daunting. It's par 4, 560 feet. You were throwing all the way over there. Look at that. So you have to basically throw a huge hyzer over these trees. So that's my goal, is just to get over the trees and into the fairway on the other side. Hopefully I get the height. You can't really see there because the disc is the same color as the sky, but that was a fantastic shot. I'll just let you know. So if you look at where I'm at now, I'm only 199 feet here. 200 feet. My soft tactic is let it skip up in there. It's not going to have too much ground game. Those OB behind the basket, those railroad ties. take a felon, an orbit felon, and just try to get it right, push this as hard as I can, and just hopefully it comes back and fades onto the island. Come on, baby, get there. Oh, the wind took it, and another splash. Our third of the day. We're laughing about it. I think that one is retrievable. Yep, you can see it there. So we're just going to pitch up. Take our meter. Got my roach here. That was just a pitch up into the headwind. It made it glidier than it should have been. And we'll finish up with a bogey and a really fantastic course. Can't wait to tell y'all more about it. You know, I have a lot to unpack, thoughts about this course, but the phone's dying, and so what that means is you're going to have to hear about this, the rest of this in post-production. But thanks for being along on the journey, and I had a ton of fun. Sorry about this wind, it's crazy. Alright, let's look at my course rating here. Remember, we are at Eagle Disc Golf Course, and I have 5 things we're looking at. Tee pads, baskets, course navigation, upkeep maintenance, course design, and fun factor. And we'll take a look at all of these right now. When I think about the tee pads and baskets that were out there, I think the tee pads were just fine. The baskets were veterans. Loved those. I don't think you can go wrong with either one. I'm going to give that a total rating of 4.5. Now speaking course navigation, T signs. The T signs were amazing. You want T signs that are going to show you that OB. This did a phenomenal job of doing that. I will say towards the end of the course, you had to walk a very long distance to get from one tee to the next. And so I am going to dock some points for that. Overall, I would say the course navigation, the T signs, a 4.0. As far as the upkeep, the maintenance on the course, it's really tough to rate this because I played it in the winter, so everything's basically upkeeping itself. I will say there was some extra grass on some of the tee pads, but overall, I think it was still maintained just fine. But because I can't rate it properly, I'm just going to give this right at a 4.0. The course design is probably the best part about this course. There's tight OB, but it was just so beautiful. All of the island shots, the picturesque moments, the bridges, the creeks, all of the water. There were so many amazing things about this course that I loved. The hanging basket, the first hole island with the backdrop of the eagle. So many good moments on this course. I'm going to give the design of this course a 5.0. Now let's talk about the last one, fun factor or replayability. This course was a ton of fun, extremely challenging. But when I think about the replayability with all of the islands, all of the water, all of the OB, it's harder for me to want to play this again knowing at my skill level I'm going to lose some discs. It's hard to play a course knowing that that's going to happen. And maybe there's a way to play safe on some of the holes, but some holes there's not. So because of that, I'm going to give the replayability, the fun factor, a 3.5. So overall, after I look at all of these scores, I add them together, I average this out. Eagle Disc Golf Course in Olpe, Kansas gets a grand total of a 4.2. Great course, great design. Definitely a must play if you've never gone out there. Just bring some water discs, knowing that you might lose some, depending on your skill level. Thanks for watching. Also, keep in mind, I'd love for you to check out some of my other videos. I'm going to post some here for you. Take a look at one of these two. I think you might like them. And if you haven't, please do subscribe. I appreciate the support. Really trying to grow the channel this year. Take care of yourself. Bye-bye now.